Hello, Real Nerds listeners. Brad here with my friend
Eileen, and I'm the writer and director on a film called Trauma. It's a local independent feature-length film. It's about a girl named Allison who wakes up with a day she can't remember and a head injury, and she starts to think people might be lying to her about how she sustained that injury. And I'm not making it alone. You're going to be the director of photography and one of the producers on the film.
That's right. It's my job to make it look good. So how can people help us make this movie?
Well, movies are expensive to make, and while this is a low-budget film, we do need some funds. So we are trying to raise them online through the crowdsourcing website, Indiegogo.com. We have a campaign set up. It's at Indiegogo.com/trauma-the-film.
That's right, Indiegogo.com/trauma-the-film.com. So Eileen, what incentives do people have to donate to our small feature?
Well, we have a series of perks set up. The first one starts at $5. Anyone who donates to the film, any amount over $5 is going to be listed on our website as a supporter, and they go up from there. We have t-shirts, we have posters, we have DVD copies of the final film. We're offering tickets to the premiere, and they're cumulative perks. So, you know, if you donate for the t-shirt level, you get everything, you know, from that level down. So we have a lot of cool things. And
the more you donate, the better the stuff you get in return.
Even if you can't contribute financially, we need people just to help us spread the word. We're on Facebook. It's at facebook.com/trauma-the-feature, all one word.
That's right. Tell your friends, tell your family. Spread the link across the internet and help us make this movie happen.
We have a great cast and crew of independent artists that are coming together to make this film. It's a great little story, and I think that you'll really like it.
But this offer isn't extended forever.
That's right. The campaign ends October 6th. And if we don't raise enough money by October 6th, we're not going to be able to make the film.
And that'll be disappointing. So don't let that happen. Log on to Indiegogo.com/trauma-the-film and donate today.
And check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/trauma-the-feature.
Does this sound familiar? You're interested in purchasing that new action figure, but aren't sure if it's worth it?
Well, come check out PlasticExplosion.com, where you can go to find all the latest and greatest action figure previews and reviews.
Every week they'll be bringing you reviews and picks from your favorite collections, such as
DC Universe, Masters of the Universe Classics, Marvel Universe,
Star Wars, Transformers,
and many more.
Come check us out at PlasticExplosion.com. That's PlasticExplosion.com.
Oh no, some scary clown squirted water all over my comics.
Never fear, son! In Colorado, there is one place to go for all your comic needs. Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh boy, thanks Coins, Cards, Comics, man. Oh no, there's a lady hanging off that building. Can you save her?
I can't save her, but you can also save 20% by getting a hold slot at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh no, she's falling.
Did you know prices are also falling on back issues at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics?
Thanks for saving me, Coins, Cards, Comics guy. Now I can buy my son the card games he wants and the sports memorabilia my husband wants.
That's correct, ma'am. Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics knocks it out of the park. So visit 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Arvada, Colorado. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And tell them the Real Nerd sent you.
For barbecue that can't be beat, try Birdman Barbecue Sauce. Available and original and spicy. These robust, full-flavor sauces have the awesome power to kick your taste buds in their face. And for that smoking taste on everything you eat, try new Birdman Smoke and Rub. Caution! Meat left unrubbed may suffer from flavor performance anxiety. You can pick up Birdman Barbecue at local area Ace Hardware stores, Ruff's Barbecue in Golden, and the Danny Cash Hot Shop off Broadway. You can also like us on Facebook at Birdman BBQ.
Welcome to Real Nerds. I am Ryan. To my left is
Brad.
To my right is
James.
We saw Looper this week.
We did. You want to go back and start the show again? Since we
No, because I don't want to be looped.
Ah, there you go. That was the whole joke.
That's it. That's all I got.
We did it. Brad's just shaking his head like,
Just
this is
shaking his
the
head.
worst podcast already.
No, it is
Oh,
not.
no.
Well, if Brad ever talked, he could contribute something to the podcast.
Yeah, why
but
didn't you come up with a joke? Shit. I was doing
since
my best.
he didn't, I'm going to do a quick mention. You should really listen to the interview we did on our podcast. It's called Real Interview, The Father of the Fan. It's really good. It was Tom Sullivan, Alex's dad.
Oh, that was so cool.
I listened to it again today, and it was really good.
Yeah.
It brought a smile and tear to my eyes.
Yeah.
Did you know you can visit us in the next couple weeks?
Where?
Well, not James. James won't be at the Mile High Horror Fest. Me and Brad will be there, and me and Brad will be like, all whoring out. All whoring out. Wait,
yes,
wait,
you guys are gonna go whore yourselves out, and I'm gonna go to work.
Yeah, he's working.
We're going to get our horror on.
We're gonna get our horror on. That's October 6th. We'll be there at the Colfax Film Center.
One night only.
One
And
night only. But
part
we'll
of
be
it-
there
part
all
of the
day.
Yeah.
What, from noon to midnight, right?
Yep.
We'll be there 12 hours. So if you're going and you're listening to this, you're like, hey, I want to hear my voice on this podcast. These guys don't know shit about shit. Then you can tell us the shit that we just shit, and then you can say we don't know shit. So that is the Mile High Horror Fest, October 6th.
It's gonna be shitty.
At the Denver.
Colorado Film Center. It's on Colfax, right next to the Tattered Cover and Twist and Shout, which I love those stores.
Oh yeah, I might go to Twist and Shout that day.
Yeah, he won't come and be on the show, but he'll be. We'll also be at the Telluride Horror Fest. We'll be there all weekend, October 12th through the 14th. We were asked to go there, which is really nice, and it's like, oh my gosh, our little podcast that could is finally getting recognized. And so, if you happen to be in Telluride for the Horror Fest and you say, hey, I want to talk to those guys again, we'll be in the Opera House, which is supposedly haunted.
Ooh.
So we should have a couple episodes there, and send us what you want us to talk about, horror movie wise, scary things wise, ghost story wise. If you want us to be as ghost hunters, we'll do it.
Maybe when you're listening to the episode, you'll hear ghosts in the background.
Brad will always have a microphone pointed to pick up some, what's it called in Ghostbusters?
What was that?
Electromagnetic, I forget what it's called.
Yeah, EVP.
EVP, thank you.
Yeah.
We will also be at Mile High Con, October 20th through 22nd. Right now, we're only...
Or just the 21st.
We're only scheduled for the 21st. But at 11 a.m., you can come to our panel, Podcasting. The Real Nerds will be there with another podcast.
Ooh.
Learn how to make your own show.
Learn how to make your own show. And you can hear industry secrets from three guys who know it the best.
Who's the other podcast?
Machine
The three guys who know it the
something?
best. That's what he's talking about.
I forget. Horrible joke.
No,
Horrible.
it was pretty good.
Horrible.
It was pretty good.
Go sit in your corner.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You just lost your mic privileges for the rest of the show.
No, who's the other podcast?
I forget their name. She told me it's like Machine Maniacs, something
It's
about
like a Machinimaniacs.
something.
Machinimaniacs? That would make sense.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, it might be that. I was trying to watch the Bronco game at the same time, so I was kind of listening to her.
James, to the computer. Google it.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a chance you can see us this October all over Colorado. The Mile High Con is at a Marriott somewhere
Marriott Tech Center.
in the Tech Center. Kind of, is that where the Starfest is too?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
There's a couple hotels in that area, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it's the same one, but I'm pretty sure the Starfest was in Marriott.
I think it is too.
There's a Hyatt. I think the last year I went to Mile High Con was in the Hyatt. So
Cool. So yeah, we'll be there.
yeah,
And
go
you
on
can-
the internet, find out for yourself.
Yeah, and if you want to ask us questions, ask them, and then Brad will hopefully be able to record that panel
Yep.
and put it on our website so you can listen to it. You can go to our website, Real Nerds Podcast, and listen to any of our shows. You can also download us on iTunes. Hey, you can tweet us, Real Nerds, at Real Nerds. Wait,
At
Real
real
Nerds.
underscore nerds.
At Real underscore Nerds. Wait a minute, it's got to be Yerbal. Yeah, you can also email us, realnerdspodcast@gmail.com. Hey guys, guess what?
What?
Mailbag.
Yay.
Feed meal.
I'm cutting that out.
You're cutting out the yay?
Yeah.
Hey, I like that yay. It makes me happy.
It was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I can't find Machinimaniacs. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's something like that. I forget.
Alright.
I should pay attention more.
I probably just made up a good name for a podcast. That's all.
I'm not heard about it. Go on.
Yeah.
So we got another email from Cora, and if you remember, she said she was listening to all our episodes, and we talked in the Lawless episode. We were kind of hoping that she didn't listen to the first one, but this is what she said. In response to the Lawless episode, yes, we did listen to the first episode while we were driving to the Grand Canyon. Kept us from falling asleep. Hey, thanks. They were rambling.
These voices are so grating. I could never fall asleep to this.
They were rambling but hilarious episodes. You're right, though. The episodes have gotten exponentially better since then. Well, hey, thanks. We've tried, and I think so too. I listen to the old ones every once in a while to. I do it for my own purposes to see what worked, what didn't work, how many times I say or something.
Yeah.
And it drives me bananas. And
awesome.
Or awesome. Hey, I only did that during Michael Uslan, and he was awesome, so shut your fucking whore mouth.
It was all the interviews.
And I told her as
all
a
the
bonus.
interviews from all the con.
As a bonus, it means that in the future when we make jokes about Bradbot, she'll get to laugh at them.
Yes.
It won't just
She
be
will
the
know
three of us.
Bradbot. The one person.
Inside joke.
The one person who listened to our Super 8 podcast will say, "Oh, Bradbot, I remember that. Hey, Brad, can you bust out some Bradbot for us right now?"
Computing.
It was such a well fleshed out character
Server
that he can
error.
just drop right into it.
Yeah.
You know.
And it was the X-Men show, not this.
Yeah, it was.
But it's combined.
No. Super 8 was the first
all of
pure
us three
pure
together.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one
I don't
before
believe
that
you.
is
X-Men was
I
you
can
and
look it
me
up.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I threw our Bradbot at the end of that.
Nice.
So
Anyways, remember you can email us at realnerds@gmail.com. I can talk today, I swear. We also have tweets. Tweet.
Was that the bird?
Our friend Russell sent us another compliment about me. I mean, last week it was Jesse. This week it's Russell. I could probably do the show by myself, and everyone would be like, who are the other two clowns that they don't need anymore?
Yeah, stroke his ego some more. That really helps us out.
with that attitude, you can do it by yourself.
Oh, mic drop. Brad is out of the building. How do I upload? Russell said, it's Tuesday. I fully expect a Real Nerds bonus episode, Ryan versus James in sign-offs. Oh, damn, it's on, son.
I really want to see you guys listen to you guys watch Signs together and then banter back and forth.
You know what? We
throughout
should
the
do it.
movie.
We should do a real commentary on Signs. That'd be hilarious.
I thought he was just talking about our ability to sign off. I say
Like
bye.
you're done, yeah.
I say
Yeah.
bye. He says bye. He says I bye. I say bye.
You
No.
say nothing.
That's how we sign off.
Yeah, that's not
Sometimes
new-
Brad says Batman.
That's not nearly as interesting as watching you two guys.
I know. That's why I thought it was a bad email.
But now you know it's an awesome email. 'cause
And,
No, it is,
and now
yeah.
he's
I'm gonna
making,
pressure you to do
He
this.
makes fun of our listeners all the time.
I know he's an asshole.
No,
What a
only the ones
dick.
that are friends with
He
Brad.
makes fun of your dick one time and you won't let it go. As a joke.
I take jokes about my dick very seriously.
You leave my friends alone.
You leave my dick alone.
Whoa.
Oh,
This took
hey.
a really weird turn. You are no longer
That's
allowed.
it, James. You, me, and your dick outside.
There's something I guess I should know about Brad and James. So, hey, yeah, make sure you tweet us, real_nerds. Email us at realnerds. Fuck, what's wrong with me? realnerds@gmail.com. You can also leave us messages on our Facebook page, and you can like us on Facebook. Real Nerds Podcast on Facebook.
And you can call us 720-6nerds5.
I know, I need a freaking celebrity to call us. I mean, it's been a while since Mark Wahlberg, not really, called us.
Wahlberg.
I really miss him.
I do too.
Mark Wahlberg.
We need him. Anyways, box office numbers.
This is the box office stats.
Hey guys, guess what?
What?
We saw another movie that didn't do well at the box office.
Oh, man.
Last week, number one was End of Watch with $13.1 million.
That really surprises me.
There was the End of Watch, the House at the End of the Street, or the Road, or whatever the heck it's called. And
yeah.
what's the third one?
The other
Trouble
one
with the
is Trouble with
Curve.
the Curve, yeah.
They didn't know exactly which one would end up number one until the actual figures came in, and it ended up being End of Watch. Dread was in at 6 with $6.2 million.
Ooh.
Which I'm not actually too surprised because that's a tough sell.
It is. It really is. I mean, it's a rated R comic book weird kind of movie.
Very obscure comic book.
But I think it's entertaining enough, and like I said, critics have loved it, and they've already been talking about a sequel, and a sequel to that movie is something I would be interested in seeing, and so it's too bad that it's probably not going to get made.
Yeah.
Well, it could if it does well overseas.
Yeah, it could, or it could do well enough that they do like a real much lower budget sequel.
Like Ghost Rider?
Yeah, like Ghost Rider. I was thinking more like Punisher Warzone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really
but-
interested to watch a Thomas Jane Punisher again. I haven't seen it in a while.
Oh, it's good.
Guess what? You can get all the box office numbers you could possibly want from boxofficemojo.com. Check it out. Fun website. Guess what, guys?
What?
DVDs and Blu-rays. Edit that out, motherfucker. Edit now. No.
You already gave him the cut.
I know.
You
it
know you're
sucks.
ruining your own show, right?
Yeah, it's all right.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Next week, there's actually a couple cool things coming out. Cinderella debuts on Blu-ray.
Oh.
And I always love mentioning the Disney stuff because Disney makes really cool Blu-rays.
They do.
They give you everything.
They do.
Yeah.
It's one of the few companies that says, "Oh, well, we'll give you a whole bunch of new bonus features, and all the old bonus features out on your DVD, we port them over to the Blu-ray."
Yeah, one thing that I really appreciate about Disney, and this is going to sound like just stupid, but it's true.
I think I know where you're going.
They have really good menu systems.
Oh.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, like they tell you everything you need to know and give you all the options, and like the pop-up menus and stuff on
Well,
their
even
Blu-rays
if
are
you-
so good.
Even if you select, like, I don't know, let's say the making of Pinocchio, it also gives you a description of what you're about to watch.
Oh yeah,
It's
the Blu-ray menus are just chock full of stuff. What did you think I was going to say?
I also like the fact that they give you packaging options because if you want the Blu-ray, but you want because they bundle them Blu-ray DVD together.
Right.
If you want the DVD style case, you can get the Blu-ray in the DVD style case, or you can get the Blu-ray and DVD in the Blu-ray case. It's
You're right.
really nitpicky for collectors like me.
Yeah, but Disney is one of the people that know people collect this stuff, so they make collector's editions of things and
Yeah.
they make it interesting. So, and Cinderella's a great movie. If you haven't watched it in a while, I recommend you pick it up.
You also have the option to buy the Cinderella trilogy with limited edition collectible jewelry and packaging 6-disc combo with Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy.
There's Cinderella 2 and 3?
Yeah, it's the Cinderella trilogy. You didn't know that the first one was
Well,
setting up a
I guess
trilogy?
in the 90s they did a lot of direct-to-DVD movies, which they make tons of money off of.
It comes with a cool art book.
And you know what? Who doesn't love Gus Gus? The little fat mouse. He's cute.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Dark Shadows. That was a great movie.
Yeah, right.
How I Met Your Mother, Season 7.
Cool.
New Girl, Season 1, which James is really interested in.
Nope.
Downton Abbey, Seasons 1 and 2. UK edition, what does that mean?
It means it's not the episodes aren't edited down for time. This is already out, so it's just like a re-release. So,
And the Classic Monsters Collection, which is Universal Monsters, which is really cool. I love those movies.
you missed a bunch of stuff.
Okay, well, why don't you enlighten me, James?
You missed People Like Us, the #1 drama of the summer by Kurtzman and Orsi.
That's what the listeners were waiting to find out. That was on DVD.
The number one drama of the summer would have grossed like $4 million?
Yeah, I think it got to a whole $4 million. Yeah, I believe so. No, the important one is actually that Iron Sky finally comes out after like years of being
Is this your
poorly made.
Nazi?
Yeah, the Nazis from the moon. Yeah, no, this movie finally is coming out, and I'm totally gonna rent the shit out of it and not buy it immediately because it might be bad.
I think The Princess Bride 30th anniversary comes out this week too.
Yeah, it does.
As you wish.
25th anniversary.
Is it 25th?
Yeah.
Movie's great.
But then there are no shark movies, so we can move on.
Ah, man, no shark movies. That's a bummer.
I know, right?
You can go to Digital Bits and see all the upcoming DVD and Blu-ray releases. You know they also have video game releases on there now?
Oh, really?
Yeah. They have a little scroll-down menu. You can check it out. It's cool. They have everything on that website for nerds. Check it out, digitalbits.com. What?
No, I was waiting. No, it's your show. You keep going.
You're looking at me like I'm skipping something.
No.
Look at James. He's inquisitive, looking at me, saying, say
Sometimes-
something else.
Sometimes, you were really interesting, and sometimes I
Thank
just
you.
like to look at you.
Thank you, James. First it's Brad and your dick, and now you want to look at me. I think James is trying to say something. Not that there's anything wrong with what he's about to say.
No, I'm not trying to say anything.
It's unspool some real news time, I guess.
It's real news.
It's another light week in real news, but not as light as last week. The first sort of interesting thing, I think, is that Mark Miller, in an interview this week, has sort of revealed that Fox is going to have him take over their sort of division of Marvel movies. So the X-Men movies, the Wolverine movies, Fantastic Four. It's an interesting choice because he is somebody who is pretty good at like mainstreaming.
He's good
some
at
of those
blockbuster
characters.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I think his character moments need a little work.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I think, like you said, that's kind of what I was going by when I meant like mainstreaming it. Making it fun,
The Civil
and
War's good.
interesting. Yeah, and he's got like I love his Old Man Logan story. That storyline was really cool. He has good ideas as far as making stuff exciting.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not a bad choice, you know. Like I think part of why they probably picked him is because of his run on The Ultimates. Which is
hands
basically
down.
the Avengers but rebooted, which I thought for sure was going to be the story that they did for
Me
the
too.
Avengers. But
I really thought the Hulk was going to be the threat they're going to have
first
to
villain. Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. So it's not a bad choice.
No, at least it's a comic guy too.
Yeah, I think that's the thing I like about it. It means that they're going to start taking it seriously and getting people who are comic book people involved in this. At the same time, they also talked about him trying to make Nemesis into a movie, which is a comic book series that comes out way too infrequently and most people hate. So it's one of those many like, hey, this superhero is actually a douchebag kind of stories. When he does that kind of stuff, he grinds my gears, man. So I'm not crazy.
That was a
excited
Family
about
Guy
it.
joke right there.
It was, yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I didn't think you liked Family Guy enough to know.
Well, I liked it before it got canceled the first time.
That was after it got canceled, though. This
Oh,
guy is a
well.
closet Family Guy fan. You should be. It's awesome.
Grind my gears is an actual phrase.
Okay.
Before that show. I'm just saying.
That really grinds my gears that you think it's that way.
Last week off the air, we talked about whether or not Len Wiseman would ever work again, which was unfair because even though Total Recall didn't do amazing, it did well enough, and that movie's not bad. He's a good director, I would say. Not amazing.
I was reading
but
that they're releasing the director's cut that's something like 40 minutes longer.
Dude, I hope it's got lots of wide shots in it.
That they forced him to cut out stuff.
Oh man. Then there might be some really cool stuff in there if they did, because he is a director who doesn't have a lot of weight to throw around. So if the studio comes in and is like, "Hey, this movie's too heady. You got to take out some of this smart shit," then he might just have to do it. So that might be cool. I'll look forward to that. But he's teaming up with Kurtzman and Orsi to do a remake of The Mummy, which at first I rolled my eyes out because I'm like, well, you know.
Remake of a remake?
Yeah, it's a remake of a remake, and as far as I'm concerned, the remake of The Mummy is a really fun movie. The sequel's not great, but that movie is really cool. Whether you hate Brendan Fraser or not,
yeah, he's good in that movie.
Yeah, it's a well-paced, well-plotted, fun adventure movie, and we don't get a lot of adventure movies.
And the second one, gave birth to The Rock as a movie star.
Yeah, so we have that. Tooth Fairy as well was a good rock film.
Yeah, you can't judge. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Then you can't judge the movie.
You're right. And I shouldn't be mean because I really like The Rock, so there's no reason to do that. But the weird thing about it, and the reason why it's
Did they
even
say
happening,
what kind of movie it was going to be?
Yes, and that's where it gets interesting. The reason why it's even happening is because Kurtzman and Orsi had an interesting idea for a modern-day mummy story. So it's not a pulp action adventure. It is some kind of modern, gritty horror movie about a mummy, which is at least interesting because it's different. Like it's still going to be called The Mummy. If you had a cool idea about a mummy, why didn't you just call it King Tut and have Steve Martin star in it, and then it'd be really good. But
obscure Saturday Night Live joke, love it.
Thank you. But I think it sounds interesting, and I'm actually kind of excited about this.
I'll see it.
And Len Wiseman being involved, I think is good.
He makes
at
cool
some
looking
point,
movies.
It means that at some point Kate Beckinsale will be in it.
Maybe Kate Beckinsale will be the mummy and she has like bandages wrapped around her, but just enough to be like, I might be able to see your naughty parts if it slips a little bit.
No. That's what Paul W.S. Anderson does to his wife. Len Wiseman is an actually probably okay husband. Oh no, that's not true. There's a lot of weird sex scenes in Underworld. Len Wiseman likes watching his wife have sex with other people, specifically Scott Speedman. So that could happen. Yeah.
Laura, my wife, just said, Scott Speedman. You know how terrible of an actor he is? He looks like
he's pretty bad.
He looks like that dude from Creed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Scott Stapp.
Yeah, Scott Stapp.
Yeah. I bet Scott Stapp would have sex with Kate Beckinsale.
And every time when I like the Underworld movies, but the second one, I just didn't buy him as like some super badass.
Oh no. No, she's the super badass.
She is, but remember he's supposed to be like a half werewolf, half vampire. He's supposed to be really cool. But I'm like, that dude's
most of the time he's just in the back of a cab
douche
going,
nozzle.
My chest is blue. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really disheartening.
Yeah. It's really just about how awesome Kate Beckinsale is. So
yeah, that's fine. She is awesome.
Hey Ryan, how much do you like The Amazing Spider-Man?
Well, you're going to have to tune in to the year-end podcast to find out where it's ranked in my top 10 movies.
Well,
if it is in my top 10, will it be? Stay tuned.
The important news is that this week Mark Webb announced that he is going to return for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Cool. I hope they call it
good.
The Spectacular Spider-Man, because Amazing Spider-Man 2 sounds stupid.
No, they'll call it Amazing
I
Spider-Man.
know they will.
Yeah. They might. I'm actually expecting they'll give it a subtitle, because subtitles are hip right now. So it'll be like The Amazing Spider-Man, Mysteries of the Spider-Man 2.
The Trial of Richard Parker.
Yeah.
That's his dad's name.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
No, I didn't.
Except stupid comic book guys like me. That's fine.
Yeah.
I thought he did a well job. I think a good job.
He did. He did well.
He did well. Hopefully he's learned a lot and he can help the action scenes a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, I thought the movie was really cool. So,
Yeah.
But he did the character moments were really good.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I can't get mad about that choice.
The only reason that this even took so long is because he's in a contract with Fox. He has to deliver. If he did Spider-Man, then he has to deliver 2 movies to Fox instead of 1. It's a weird thing.
Yeah,
so
which I'm guessing-
basically he has to sacrifice a huge chunk of his life in order to do this movie. So, but that's okay. I don't care about him.
and I'm guessing that movie has to start shooting soon because it comes out in a year and a half. So,
yeah, I have a feeling they'll postpone that.
The date? I don't think they will.
They might. We also did you get to see that
I did.
unseen trailer for Spider-Man from 2001 this week?
I did. We're recording a podcast, Laura.
It's
My wife.
It's weird.
It is kind of weird
because it's all like weird stock footage kind of stuff.
Well,
Like
the
it's not
weird
even.
the
It
weird
looks like
thing-
test footage.
Yeah,
I mean.
it was like test footage because I was watching it, and I don't know if it's somebody took because I have the DVD of some of that footage. So I don't know if someone took the footage from that DVD and looped in the movie guy in it.
Oh yeah.
But it does look like they're still trying to figure out Spider-Man. And
Oh yeah.
but it could have been a really early trailer.
Yeah.
Just to get people
Well,
pumped.
they say that it was shown at E3 in 2001.
Oh yeah, that'd be really early.
Yeah, exactly. So it was probably like when they really were doing that test footage. What's weird about it is that it's got web shooters in it, which obviously they abandoned by the time they actually did that movie. And of course it's in horrible quality, so we can't actually see it. This is the worst thing to even talk about. It's
yeah.
not news,
But
it's cool.
it's cool.
Yeah,
Go
check it
Spidey.
out. Brad, you got any news?
No.
Right?
No.
That's news.
Yeah, because nothing really exciting happened.
Yeah, that wasn't much. Nobody died.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I wish that happened so we'd have something to talk about. Such a dick.
This guy,
No, I was just saying nobody died. I
Andy
didn't
Williams,
say-
died.
And then you started laughing.
No, because you. Never mind.
Cool. Hey, James, you got a comic book for me this week?
I do.
Cool. Comic book corner.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
So you know I'm a big fan of Terry Moore.
You are a big fan of Terry Moore.
And in the past, I have talked about a series he did called Echo, which was
Mm-hmm.
a short run. It was about 30 issues, and you should pick it up. But that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one he's doing currently called Rachel Rising, which took me a while to get into. And that's why I'm talking about it now, because he's finally started to reveal some of what's going on in the series, and I'm excited. It's about 10 issues in. In fact, actually, just issue 11 just came out, so you can go to Coins, Cards, and Comic, pick up issue 11, and pick up the first 2 trades, because they should be out by now. The first one certainly is, and they probably have back issues if you want to get the issues. But it's pretty cool. It's about this woman who wakes up in a shallow grave, and somebody had strangled her, but she doesn't remember who, and she was dead, but now she's not. And then all of a sudden, like...
Blasphemy.
Like, there's weird. I don't know enough about what's going on, so it's going to be hard for me to explain it. But there is this little girl, and she's walking around, and she's like killing people and burying them in this grave, and then they come back to life as undead people. And then like her friend Jet dies, and she comes back, and her neck's
This is
broken.
Terry Moore?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's killing women left and right. They're still pretty women, and they come back to life, so they're still in the book, and he writes them fairly well, so they are good characters, which is why you go to Terry Moore in the first place, because he makes good, pretty characters who are also ladies. But anyway, Lilith. The point
You
is,
just sound James Spank Bank.
no. The point is that Lilith just showed up in episode 10 or in issue 10. I mean, and now we're starting to figure out like, oh, there's some like crazy shit going on, and she's the one who's pulling all the strings and making crazy stuff happen. And basically, like she shows up every now and then. She shows up every now and then to like decimate a town, and that's what she's planning to do with all of the men in this town by turning the women against it. So it's pretty interesting, and you should go check it out for sure, if only for the art, because he is amazing.
Did he write it too?
Oh yeah. That's all. That's what he does anymore. He and his wife live in their house, and she produces, and he writes and draws. And
Good
they
life.
make money. Oh yeah. Yeah.
To draw for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I was more disciplined to do that.
I wish I had talent.
But I'm like, I'm drawing Spider-Man. I'm not going to draw anything behind him. It's just going to be Spider-Man. And that's going to be my comic book. It's just Spider-Man.
See this box? It's not a window, it's a building, but you can't tell.
There's no thought bubbles in here. There's just pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, the issue's called Nuff Said. You don't need to say anything.
This is just.
But what's going on in the background?
Nothing.
This is just Peter Parker putting on the Spider-Man outfit and then taking it back off again and then putting it back on again. This is not a good
posing
story.
over and over again.
And it's all heroic.
He's
you don't even
standing
have
he's standing in front of a mirror, just like putting his hands on his hips. I don't understand.
I love Peter Parker. There it is. Awesome. James always comes in with some obscure comic books for us.
But they might be just the thing that you need.
Or if you want to read good stuff, you can check out The Amazing Spider-Man.
I hate you. Pick it up at Quits Cards and Comics.
You should. Man, I was in there a couple days ago. It's busy. I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like their new setup.
Yeah, me
They
too.
moved everything around. It's cool.
They did a very good job. And he has a bunch of new rare issues out. And he has new comic book action figures out now, too.
Oh, wow. He didn't used to have a lot of that
So it's cool.
Yeah.
Check it out. Now it's time for the moment everybody's been waiting for.
What?
The last two Denver Comic-Con interviews.
Oh.
And here they are in all their glory. Cool. So what's your name, man?
My name's Jacob.
Jacob, hi. Welcome to Real Nerds. I'm Ryan. I'm the host of Real Nerds. So you have a Link Triforce tattoo from The Legend of Zelda. Is that your favorite video game?
It is not my favorite video game.
What is your favorite video game?
It depends, but right now Mass Effect.
Mass Effect?
I've wasted a lot of my life on Mass Effect.
I literally just got Mass Effect 2 like 2 weeks ago. I've never played them before. They're pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. Did you get the Cerberus DLC?
Yeah, I got the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
Was on PlayStation 3. I don't even know.
Yeah, it comes with, like, it lets you do the interactive comic that lets
Yeah,
you,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
So so it's your favorite game. What do you like about it? Don't spoil it for me, though, please.
I like the fact that it changes depending on you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. I love. Right now, I love playing like kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
And depending on how much the guy pisses me off in it is how I'm going to respond to him. So my Paragon, might suffer a little bit, but it's okay. You have to every once in a while.
Well, if you want the best ending, you got to mix it up a little bit, right?
Oh, you do. So I mean, I don't know. My friend who does a podcast with me has played it so much, and he's got all the different endings. So you can't give up on just
Oh yeah.
The one. So what else do you like to do? Why are you at Comic-Con?
I'm at Comic-Con because I heard about it and I got tears in my eyes.
Yeah, right. It's we were talking that it's cool to have something like this in Denver because San Diego sells out so fast.
I honestly never thought I'd get to go to Comic-Con in Denver.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. Brad right here, my producer, me and him, we went to San Diego in 2008, and we got our tickets like 2-3 weeks before it came out. Somehow, and now you have to get it months in advance, and even then their like ticketing system is stupid, and we really got Star Wars blaring right now. Hey, wait to keep it going.
Yeah, Star Wars is awesome.
Yeah, it's all right. It could be worse. So what kind of movies do you like? We're a movie podcast.
I just saw The Avengers, and that was absolutely stunning.
It was.
And I went and saw Prometheus last week, which was a little disturbing. I wasn't expecting quite what it was.
Yeah, did you enjoy the movie?
It was a really good movie. It's just like when I heard about it, I heard like the producer was the guy that did Firefly, so I went into it expecting it to be like a little more lighthearted, and it was not.
No. Well, the writer of it's David Lindelof, and he
Yeah.
did Lost and a bunch of other things. And then when you combine him with Ridley Scott, the movie was beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And it was a really cool movie. So
And,
that's awesome.
I just got John Carter on Blu-ray.
It's way better than I think people give it credit for.
Well, people don't give it credit because they don't know what it is.
I agree. It's kind of it's a little convoluted if you're not sure at the beginning. I mean, it explains itself eventually, but
Well, it's a 100-year-old book.
Mhm.
You gotta, people. I was talking to someone that thought it was a prequel to Hancock.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I was thinking this summer, Taylor Kitsch is in 2 movies that are better than I think people give him credit for. I actually liked Battleship. I thought it was a pretty
I haven't
fun
seen
movie.
it yet. Is it good?
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
not like, great, but it's fun.
It's based on a Hasbro game.
Yeah, nothing to do with the game, though. Nothing at all. So, yeah. So he's got a couple bum rap, and I won't see his new movie because it opens the same week as Spider-Man. So,
Oh, well, that's not even. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to see Spider-Man, I think, 5 times.
I'm surprised I haven't been back to the Avengers 6 times already.
I know. I've only seen it twice. How many times have you seen it? Brad's seen it 3 times.
I've seen it 3 so far, and
That's
I'm gonna buy it and probably watch it daily.
Oh, you have to. Yeah.
I know everyone's expecting me to say the puny god part, but I actually like the part where Thor is on top of the building and calls thunder down and just strikes down all the aliens.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm a huge Robert Downey Jr. fan, and
Yeah.
so anything that involves him, I get really excited. I've been watching the movie when Loki is, screaming at not screaming, but commanding everybody in
Yeah.
Italy. And then all of a sudden you hear AC/DC in the background, and you just know that Loki's going to
here,
get
sweetheart.
walloped. Yeah. Oh, man. Great stuff.
I love it. It's a great movie.
Awesome. Do you have you're on our podcast. You can pimp out if you have a Twitter feed, Facebook page, fan, anything.
I'm honestly really boring. I just got out of the Army.
Oh, well, thanks for serving.
Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time overseas. I haven't really had time to really geek out like I want to.
Yeah, well, are you just on leave right now, or
No,
have you fulfilled your
I was
duty?
I was a Green Beret and I got injured and I got a
Oh.
medical discharge.
Bummer. But
It's all
I'm
good.
glad you're back and,
Yeah, me
and
too.
alive. That's the most important thing.
Yep.
So thank you for serving. What part of where were you overseas?
I'm not really allowed to say.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, it's a special forces thing.
It's all right, man. We just know you were serving our country, and that's the most important thing. I appreciate it.
Say
What else are you planning on seeing here?
here, like everything.
Nice.
I really want to meet the guy who voices Fry from Futurama.
Oh yeah, he was over there yesterday. He was really funny.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's Billy West. I really wanted. They asked us when we were setting this up if we want to do interviews with anybody, and he was one I did, and they never got back to me with him. But I was going to ask him. So, what was your inspiration for the honeybee on Honey Nut Cheerios? But never came to that.
He's done a ton of really famous stuff too.
Yeah, if you look him up on IMDb, it's
he's. My buddy was telling me something. It was like a Muppet or something. And
oh yeah,
he's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's one of those guys that you don't realize that he's in everything until you actually know that he's in everything.
Well, it's like the guy who voices Spike on Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
The anime. He's in almost every American anime. And if you look him up, it's actually really funny because his voice is so badass, but he is the geekiest looking guy you'll ever see.
Yeah, what's funny? Most voice actors are. Have you seen a picture of Billy West?
Yeah.
He looks like a geek too.
Yeah.
But that's why we like him. Yeah, it's always fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's always fun geeking out. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I'm
you
glad
for
we got
having me.
someone from the service on here. That's awesome. Be safe. Have fun at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Are you here
thank
all
you.
weekend?
Yes.
Awesome. We are too. So if you get bored and you're like, hey, look what I found, and want to rub it in our faces, please stop by again.
Well, the where I got this wallet is right over here on the main aisle, and they do custom orders.
Oh, wow.
So you can get your Batman or your whatever you like.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What's the company name?
I don't know.
It's it's the wallet. Oh, is it in the wallet?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's a custom order.
Yeah.
They do custom orders here. Did you get one of our cards?
I did get one of your
Good.
cards.
So you can look.
there.
You can look us up when you can find yourself on our podcast.
That is awesome. I'm gonna
So
be
thank
doing
you.
that.
Appreciate it. Thanks
Yeah.
for stopping by again, man.
Thank you.
Thanks. And your name is John?
Correct.
John, I'm Ryan. Welcome to Real Nerds.
Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, so why are you at Denver Comic Con? Are you here for comics?
To be perfectly honest, I had nothing better to do with my weekend and I saw this and took it as a chance to geek out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing Gears of War. I'm seeing Superman on you. So to me, it looks like you're interested in comics. Do you collect them?
Not anymore. Used to when I was little.
Yeah?
I still have a bunch of comics at home.
Awesome. What's your most prized favorite comic book?
Oh, I would probably have to go with my number one, Amazing Spider-Man.
Number one overall Amazing Spider-Man?
Yes.
Like
The number
first,
one in the series.
The first appearance of the Chameleon?
I don't remember. I never read it. I left
No.
it in the plastic.
Well, I'm
I've never
jealous.
taken it out.
Spider-Man's my favorite hero, so I wish I had something like that. So what else do you do? What's your favorite movie then?
My favorite movie overall is Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. And why do you love Spaceballs?
Because Mel Brooks was a comic genius.
Was? You don't like Men in Tights or Dracula Dead and Loving It?
Oh, of course. I love all of his movies, but that overall is my favorite.
Really? Not
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles?
Nah. I don't think anything can beat Pizza the Hut. You know?
Yeah, eats himself to death in the back of a limo.
Of course.
He does. And, John Candy's great in it.
Of course.
And, if you like... Barf.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Barf? Do you play... if you hear snide comments, that's just Brad, our producer. He's not on the show. He's just saying funny things, I guess.
Oh, okay.
He's making sure it sounds good.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything you want to tell us about yourself? Like, do you have a Twitter that you want people to follow? Do you have a Facebook page you want people to like you on?
No and no, because I really don't use either one of those social
No?
media things, I'm not into a whole letting the CIA spy on me thing.
Are you worried about the CIA?
Not really. I just say that as an excuse.
Yeah, what did you do?
What didn't I do?
Awesome. Do you play Xbox then?
When I can, yes.
Boo, PlayStation 3.
I have a Vita right now, so I'll admit, only system I have right now is my Vita.
Oh, yeah?
So
The Vita's awesome. You should get Mortal Kombat for it.
I did.
Good
got
man.
that. I got Disgaea 3. I've gotten, what else did I get? I got Gravity Rush recently, and I just picked up the Metal Gear, Metal Gear Solid HD Trilogy Collection.
Oh, nice.
Or-
That's a great one. You can't go wrong with that one.
Oh, of course not. It's a classic.
Awesome. John, thank you for sitting in on Real Nerds. If you go to our iTunes and in a couple weeks, you will hear yourself on the Real Nerds podcast, all right?
Alrighty.
Enjoy that Titanic 2 poster.
I will.
Thanks, buddy. Once again, I want to thank everybody who stopped by our booth and interviewed us. We interviewed them and listened to how awesome I was. It was really great that you did that. We will have new interviews, hopefully, from the Horror Fest. So you will be able to hear brand new interviews with people.
Or the next Horror Fest.
Or the next Horror Fest. Or Mile
the
High
next
Con.
con.
We're going to have lots of interviews to last us like a year.
So if you hate that part of the show, get used to it.
Because it's happening.
I was going to say, if we don't collect any interviews, we're going to go back to a tight, concise show.
The interviews are good. They give
Yeah.
fans
Cool.
perspective. It's fun.
Gives it's for the fans to
be on a podcast,
have their voices heard,
and we love it. So thank you everybody who stopped by our booth at Denver Comic Con. We will be there next year too. I've been getting emails lately about it,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm getting kind of excited.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
me too. It's only like 5 months away.
5? Like
No,
7?
9. No, I said 9.
I thought
Sorry.
I said 5.
I got an email about getting an artist booth, so
Nice.
you might have to work without me, guys.
What a jerk! How are we going to record without you?
James knows how to do it.
We have 2 tables. You can't put your whatever shit on one end, like the last foot and a half of one of our tables.
If people want to take my graphic novel seriously, I have to be in the artist alley.
I got you.
Fine. What a jerk!
Seriously.
Using this as a platform for
Don't
him.
worry, I'm not
to
going
get
to leave you
more-
hanging. I'll hook you up. I'll show you the ropes.
So we're now going to have to interview Brad.
And I'll come over and be like, "When's my interview, guys?"
Be like, we'll see if we can fit you in.
Are you?
We'll see if we can fit you
Are
in.
you still expecting to get a free media pass?
I think I'll get an artist pass.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's right.
Look at this badge, guys. Oh, you don't get one because you can't draw.
What a dick.
Seriously.
You have fun over there at Artist Alley when no one comes and sees you. And
Oh, hey, Rebecca Isaacs, how's it going? We're all pals over here. Oh, you're so cute.
She doesn't even know your name.
So anyways, yeah, look forward to us at Denver Comic Con in 9 months. We'll be there.
We're really looking forward to fighting.
Totally.
Just screaming across the aisles.
Yeah.
Hey, real nerds. Suck it.
Don't stop at that guy's booth. He's not very good.
You shut up, man.
All he does is draw dicks.
Hey, Rebecca, you know what happened to real nerds all last year? Yeah, James strangled a puppy. That was fucked up.
Oh my god, that guy is so sick. That's not how Rebecca
She
sounds
does
at all.
not. You.
I can't talk like a girl.
No, you can't. That wasn't.
Now it's time for stuff we have been enjoying.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
You're expecting a lot. We may not have enjoyed everything.
Maybe not. Who knows? Guess we'll find out, won't we? I watched only a couple things this week. Because Kane Hodder is at the Mile High Horror Fest, and I'm trying to get an interview with him. I decided to watch Hatchet, he's the bad guy in Hatchet.
Yeah,
and it's still fun. Like it's a slasher movie.
Yeah,
except he rips this one girl's head in half, which is pretty sweet.
It's like an indie slasher film. Like the guys who made it did not have a lot of money.
Yeah. His name's Adam Green. Mm-hmm. He made Hatchet 2 as well.
Does it take place in New Orleans? Or?
Takes place in New Orleans, so there's lots of boobs. And
wait, what do you? Oh, okay.
Mardi Gras.
Oh, right,
Mardi Gras.
I thought you meant like everybody in New Orleans is just walking around topless.
Probably. The gore effects are pretty over the top, and I think is obviously what they were going for. The story is this deformed boy was born in the backwoods of Louisiana,
as they are usually.
And he's obviously ridiculed by teenagers. One of the
where have I heard this before? Go on.
Yeah, one of the tropes.
Isn't this the story of Creature?
No, his kind of creature.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. But one of the, I guess the formulas of slasher movies is someone was done an injustice and then they come back vengeful.
Yeah.
To kill. And in this one, the kids come to his house on Halloween and throw fireworks at his house, catches on fire. And Kane Hodder also plays Victor Crowley's dad. And he comes back to the house and he uses a hatchet to break down the door to get to his son because he loves his son even though he's deformed.
Yeah.
And he takes a hatchet and he hits his son in the head and kills his son trying to get to him.
Oh shit!
On accident.
On accident. So now the spirit of Victor Crowley's stuck in the swamps looking for his dad because he's stuck in there and he's a vengeful spirit who rips people in half and stuff. And
I thought you were gonna say that he meets a pretty lady who teaches him to love.
No.
Oh, okay.
This isn't. I don't know. Whatever movie it is, that's a drama. This is horror where people get arms ripped off and faces chopped off
and boobs shown.
Yeah.
But the one guy who was in it was in God Bless America. What's the name of the actor in God Bless America? The lead actor. I forget his name. He was in that movie. Said, "Oh yeah," and Mercedes McNabb from Buffy's in it. She gets naked. Yeah, it's fun. Check it out. Hatchet. If you like that kind of horror movie, you really have to like it to enjoy it. But it's cool. I liked it. I also saw a movie called The Tall Man, which stars Jessica Biel.
Oh yeah. Is that good, or does it look like the cover?
I'll tell you this: it's definitely not what I thought it was going to be. The poster art for it kind of makes it look like this supernatural specter.
It kind of looks like I Know What You Did Last Summer meets Summer Catch.
Exactly. But that's not what the movie's about. The movie is about this Jessica Biel plays a nurse in this mining town in Washington State, and all the children are disappearing. And so there's a huge mystery on why all the children are disappearing throughout the movie. And at first you think it's supernatural because everyone says there's a tall man, there's this tall man. Now I'm going to spoil this movie because I don't think you guys ever watch it.
Nope.
So the whole premise is that this tall man is coming up to children and steals the children and takes them into the forest and they're never seen from again. So like, oh, this is kind of interesting. You know, it's kind of scary. I mean, you wouldn't want to leave your child alone. And as the movie goes like through the first 30 minutes, it's basically the plot of the movie is this is what's happening. And then there's a mute girl who draws and she says that she saw the tall man. She's like, oh man, this might be one of those horror movies that kind of slips under the radar. That's kind of interesting.
The mute girl says.
Well, she writes.
She draws.
Writes
Okay.
Yeah. She writes her mouth, and the mouth says.
She does a flip book of her mouth.
Yeah.
Explaining everything.
Yeah.
Bring in the lip reader.
So she wrote that she saw the tall man.
You can say it. Fuck you, Red.
Oh, you
done?
No, yeah.
All right.
I'm done.
That wasn't even that funny.
It was really funny.
So anyways, then the movie takes this really weird turn where Jessica Biel's son is kidnapped by the tall man.
Well, yeah.
And so she chases him out and his dog attacks her. So then you're thinking, oh, maybe he's not supernatural. Maybe it's just this like child predator who kidnaps children. And she's picked up by the sheriff because she's chasing the tall man and she's all beat up because the dog attacked her and she got whatever. And so the sheriff picks her up and instead of taking her to the hospital, he takes her to the diner in town. Like, what the fuck is going on in this
well,
movie?
They only had enough money to shoot at the diner.
Yeah, probably. So when she's in there, she looks and notices that her son's picture is on this like altar, and so you're thinking that maybe this town
In
is
the diner.
Yeah, that in the back room.
Oh.
Like, so you're thinking maybe this town is behind the kids disappearing, and Jessica Biel is behind stuck. Nope. There's another twist that Jessica Biel is the one who's kidnapping the children for the tall man, and she's taking him to the mines in the town to give to the tall man. Oh wait, there's more. There's more. So she's arrested, and the mother of it turns out her son wasn't her son. It was the son of this like homeless lady who saw her son at Jessica Biel's house. So she's the one who kidnapped her son back. And Jessica Biel was trying to get the son back so they wouldn't find out that she's the one kidnapping him, I guess.
Right.
So there's 18 kids missing, and they have this. Movie keeps on going and going. There's tons of twists in it, and so Jessica Biel's character is in jail, and then the mother comes in and she says, "Are my kids alive, or any of the kids?" And she says no, that she killed them. And then the movie does another twist where the mute girl runs away from home, and she's grabbed by the tall man, and he takes her away to this special house. Where what the last twist of the movie is that these children are in horrible conditions, like they don't have any money and their families are poor. What they do is they kidnap these children and sell them to rich people in New York so they can have a new life.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's literally the premise of the movie.
Yeah, it's like an Abigail Breslin movie. That's a sweet story.
So,
all the children are happy in the end.
I wanted to watch it when it was on Netflix, but IGN said that the ending was reprehensible, so I thought maybe like the kids would be murdered later on that. And I'm like, oh, kids murdered, and I'm like, I gotta watch this. And then IGN gave it a 7.1. What's the difference between 7 and 7.1?
I know, right?
So anyways, yeah, it's okay.
My only question is, exactly how tall is the tall man?
He is very tall.
Yeah.
Is he supernaturally tall? Did they ever explain where his tallness comes from?
No, it's a network of these men who take these children from horrible conditions,
right,
and give them to families that can provide for them and give them the life they wanted. And the mute girl learns how to talk and be an artist and everything in New York.
Oh,
so yeah, it's really interesting.
That's so sweet.
I mean, the movie's is okay, but
yeah, we should start taking children away from poor people.
Yeah, because they don't deserve them.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe that's the reprehensible part.
Yeah, I think we found it. I think we found it.
I also watched all the special features on Avengers.
Yeah, I did too.
Awesome, great segue. Item 47, which is their one shot they did, was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I hope that there's a scene where Lizzie Kaplan and that other dude walk through the background of the next Avengers, but I don't think I'd ever watch it again.
Does it seem like it's a tie-in to the TV show?
Oh, maybe.
Where
it could be that.
These S.H.I.E.L.D. people
have to collect
all that stuff,
up all that technology. Yeah, that would actually make a lot of sense.
Because it seems like there's parts missing from it.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie, it's a full-blown movie.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff in there.
It's the first one that, the other ones on the other one shots on the Blu-rays are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I love the funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
But this was the actual huge production of one.
Yeah.
And
this didn't feel like somebody, just was filming this on the side while they were making a bigger movie. This, they went out of their way to make this.
Which it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever watching it. I wish there was a commentary for it, too, to see what they were doing.
I'd love to know more of the behind-the-scenes stuff about it. I think if we can move on.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing for me on the Blu-ray was actually, and spoilers for the Avengers if you're the one poor soul who still hasn't seen that movie, but in the commentary, Joss Whedon reveals that it was actually Kevin Feige who killed Agent Coulson. He's the one who, from the very first meeting, said to Joss Whedon, guess what happens in this movie? Where you're going to kill Agent Coulson. And Joss said, hey, I have a bad reputation for this. I'm going to take a lot of heat on this one. And it's cool because I had always assumed, like, if you even go back to our episode, I had
Mhm.
always assumed that was a Joss Whedon thing
Yeah.
because
Joss
he
Whedon's
does.
so good at it.
Yeah,
whether
exactly.
it's Dr. Horrible or Buffy
Yeah.
or even Angel, there's he just has a way of writing people dying. that
Yeah.
just get you.
But the cool thing about that is that it means that it was probably something that was in the like when they invented Agent Coulson, they probably knew that's exactly what they were going to do with it.
Mhm.
At least that's the way I feel about it now, because that's the job that Kevin Feige has, is that he was sort of in charge of this whole Marvel movie thing. So it's cool that he had the foresight to do this. At least that's what I believe.
Yeah, the special features are kind of light, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fun though.
Yeah, the fact that there is a full Joss Whedon commentary, I think, is maybe the best thing on the Blu-ray.
But I love the deleted scenes. Actually, I thought most of the deleted scenes were really good. Besides the Maria Hill opening, which was just, I don't know, kind of clumsy. I can see why that was X.
Yeah, and it feels very much like a TV kind of a starting that whole starting in the middle of the story thing is
unnecessary.
Yeah.
But I loved that there's another. It's Captain America adjusting to life, which is really cool. It kind of just goes on a little longer.
Though it doesn't have okay, you remember them saying that there was the scene where he goes and talks to Peggy, right?
Mhm.
Because that is not on the Blu-ray.
No.
And I my suspicion is that they left it out because they're going to put that in that scene in the next Captain America movie. So it's like, well, we can't have two versions of this scene. But I still, for the way Joss talked about it, I would love to see it because he said it was one of the things that he really broke his heart to take it out of the movie.
But there's also a great Stan Lee cameo in the Captain America bit.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite scene was the Mark Ruffalo scene with the old guy when he fell through the warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
And the old man was telling him that, he already knows where he's, because he was conflicted about if he should go help the Avengers. And it was a really cool scene. I understand why it was taken out because it probably would have stopped the momentum of the movie. But I thought it was a great moment.
It's also something that Joss talks about a lot on or Mr. Whedon, I should say. Mr. Whedon talks a lot on the commentary about that, the actors were so good at doing their jobs that a lot of the scenes he cut because we understood. Like that scene with the Hulk, we understood the sort of back and forth that he was going through just with the way that the other scenes had been played, so that when he shows back up, we understand the choices he's made, so that he had the freedom to cut that scene out, probably for momentum reasons and for time reasons, because we as an audience could understand that. We didn't need to be told.
Yep.
We'd been shown.
But I even got pumped when I put on the Blu-ray and the menu where it had the character silhouettes, and then they do action scenes from the movie, then it'd morph into go Iron Man, then into Captain America. It's awesome.
It's really good.
Comic book panels is pretty sweet. Awesome. What else you watched this week, James?
Well, I've been going through movies that I missed, and one of the ones that's on Netflix is Goon, which you guys thoroughly enjoyed, and so I had to check it out. And that movie is really good.
It is.
Oh man, it was so much fun. One of I don't want to just quote lines, but there is one of my favorite moments is when you're meeting all of the other guys on the team, and there's the goalie, and he says, "I only have 2 rules. Don't touch my Percocet, and do you have any Percocet?" It's so good, and what's his name? Sean William Scott he draws a good line between being stupid and tough and being lovable at the same time. There's something, especially the scene where he sits down. Maybe my favorite part really is the relationship between him and his brother and his parents, and that scene where he's with them and in the restaurant, and he's saying "I'm dumb, he's gay, I'm dumb, I'm really dumb, and he's gay," and he's just saying it really loud as if I have to get this across that it's okay that I'm dumb, but I have also found that I can beat up people really well. It's just really good, man.
It is a cool movie.
Yeah,
one of those movies that took you by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought I'd probably enjoy it because you guys enjoyed it, but not blow me out of the water. Not that it blew me out of the water, but it really stood out.
It pushed you across the water.
Yes. Yeah. If I were in a small boat, Goon would eventually fill my sails enough to cross the water.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, and it's on Netflix, dude. Just check it out. One afternoon, watch that movie. It's good. I also got a chance to go see Sleepwalk with Me, which Brad talked about last week, which was a weird experience because I have heard him tell this story so many times that certain beats would beats and jokes I sort of had spoiled for me, but it was cool just to see them visualized. If you didn't listen to last week's, Mike Birbiglia basically he's a comedian who what he discovered is that he is really just funny when he tells stories about his real life, which is kind of what this movie is about. It's kind of about him both discovering how he can be a good comedian and also discovering that he has this extreme sleepwalking disorder in which he does things like jump out of second-story windows and think that there's a jackal in the room and you wake up his girlfriend by kicking the hamper and yelling, "There's a jackal in the room!"
My wife did that. She was so sure that there was a snake under our bed one night that she made me get up and check everywhere in our room to make sure there was no giant snake. And then she realized I was just walking around without pants on.
Oh, that's good. Oh man! Make the joke. Do it. Anyway, I really enjoyed this story, and it's basically the movie version of the one-man show he's been doing. But it's just I find him so lovable. If you know anything about Mike Birbiglia and you think he's funny, you gotta go see this just because. Just kidding. Actually, he does some dick things in this movie, but
like not just him figuring out how to be a comedian and solving his sleepwalking issues, but it's also a kind of a.
It's about his relationship, yeah.
And kind of like for everyone, like don't rush into, relationships that aren't solid.
Yeah. Well, and even
because everyone else pressures you to.
Even I think the lesson there is I mean, I don't want to talk too much about how it ends, but the one of the big lessons that he's talking about, he doesn't come out and say it, but he's really talking about the fact that the two of them did never want to hurt each other in their relationship, and as a result, it went on for way too long. Which that I think is fascinating, and it makes me want to watch that movie again. But I think it's really good, and you should go check it out. Anyway, we'll move on. Go see that movie. It's so lovable, and he is awkwardly funny. How I Met Your Mother came back this week. Ryan, did you watch it?
I did.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was all right.
Yeah. Especially when they tease the mother again in this episode, I was just like, why don't you just introduce the mother and we'll all understand? Like, keep the show funny and stop doing this stuff and move on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they have to because now it's getting to a point where Ted Mosby is going to be too old,
right?
And it's not going to line up at all.
The fact that it conflicts with the title of the show, okay, I don't care. Just introduce the mother and keep the show going if that's what you want to do, or end it one way or the other. But it feels a little bit stretched, I'm sure there are going to be really great episodes this season, and I'm going to love watching it every week. But every time that the season premieres and ends, and they tease the mother again, I'm just like, this is it's a burden more than it is.
I always try to remember all the clues they've left throughout the series. She was the roommate of the one girl that he dated for a little bit. She had the yellow umbrella.
Yeah.
She was at the wedding.
Yeah.
And trying to keep those straight too. Is a little daunting.
I think the real reason why they haven't done it is just because they have no idea how to cast or write a character that Ted would actually love.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, not only does Ted have to love her, the audience has to love her.
Right. But, it shouldn't be that hard because if it were like, they write Robin.
Anna Kendrick.
If it were Anna Kendrick, goddamn no. They're able to write Robin and Lily and all of these other characters on the show that I love. How can they not just introduce a character like Robin and not make her do something shitty, like most of the women in his life do, or have some really dumb ploy or whatever, and it'll be fine. Some people don't like Victoria, but I always liked Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been Victoria. So anyway, that show needs to grow. And lastly, I watched Elementary, which is that new American version of Sherlock that they're doing. It's it's Sherlock Holmes in modern day, set in New York. It's got Lucy Liu in it, and this was actually kind of good. I actually enjoyed this, which I had very low expectations for it. I watched it on a lark, basically.
Guess what Entertainment Weekly's second favorite show of the new season was?
Elementary?
It was.
What was its first?
Last Resort.
Really?
Yep.
Are you saying I should watch that pilot? Because the commercials for the Last
looks
Resort
horrible.
look
no,
awful.
It's not just Entertainment Weekly. Everyone else says it's really good.
It's got Scott Speedman in it.
I know. He's horrible.
Anyway, I really like some of the ways that they play around with this. And if this show is consistent in the way that the British show Sherlock is not, this show might be better than that one. There, I threw down the gauntlet.
And there's about 10 Americans who think British TV is better than American TV that just flip their lids, like our friend Aaron.
There's more than that.
I know, unfortunately.
What they don't understand is that the bad British television doesn't come to America. There's bad British television too. Anyway, what were you going to say, Brad?
Scott Speedman, defend yourself. Call in to Real Nerds Podcast. 720-6nerds5.
Ooh, Scott Speedman, call out. Hopefully he'll call this week.
Don't take it lying down.
Anyway, that's everything I watched.
Brad, what did you watch this week?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing?
No, nothing at all.
You watched nothing?
I mean, I watched more Mr. Show. Actually, no, I didn't actually watch Mr. Show. I listened to the commentaries for Mr. Show. And then football. So,
nice.
Yeah,
Man.
This isn't a football podcast, so moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah, you keep your sports to yourself, sport man.
Go Broncos.
And my amazing fantasy wins.
Yeah. Number one in our league.
Yep.
Brad.
On the way home, didn't you say that you made up his picks for him?
I did.
Yeah.
But I have managed the team for the past 3 weeks.
He has managed the
inserting
team.
and replacing players. So.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I'll let you in on a secret. Guess who's number 2 in the league? This guy.
I don't understand how fantasy football works.
I only lost the second week by like 3 points. It's
I know, it's
bullshit.
I don't
And Laura
understand
likes
how
turtles.
fantasy
Laura likes
football
turtles.
works. It's just not.
So
it's not a
me and
thing.
Brad will meet in the Super Bowl, and then we'll do a fantasy football
Oh,
Real
man.
Nerds podcast about the Super Bowl.
What if it was you and me?
That'd be awesome.
For that cup? Have you seen the trophies?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a hunger trophy for not clearing enough people off your bench for points or something.
Yeah.
You left too many points on your bench.
Oh, that was the guy I was playing against.
No, you got a week 2.
Oh, week 2?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was because I put in Owen Daniels for Tony Gonzalez because Tony Gonzalez was playing the Broncos, and I don't want to see them play each other. Because then I'd be like, oh, Tony Gonzalez should get points, but then he'd be getting him against the Broncos. I didn't want to do
You can't let emotion into it, Ryan. If
Yeah.
you want to win, you got to go by the mathematics.
Yeah, I don't care.
Don't worry, fans. We'll cut this part out.
I don't even know I don't understand any of the words you're using.
It's okay. You'll never hear it.
So, man, who cares?
Yeah, leave it in.
So this week we saw Looper, which is probably the worst movie of the year.
Oh,
Brad, should people go see Looper?
Let me think about this. Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome.
James, should people go see Looper?
Oh, yeah, you got to go see this movie.
And yeah, the movie's fucking badass.
Oh, good.
It's really cool.
I was honestly, there was a little bit of me that was nervous that time.
Really? Nah. The movie's sweet. And how sweet it is, you can't tell by the trailer. The trailer is not revealing at all. But hey, Brad, play the trailer.
But it does have some dubstep. Whoop, 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 whoop.
So you're me in 30 years.
It's hard staring into your eyes. It's too strange.
Your face looks backwards. Do you know what's gonna happen? You done all this already? As me?
I don't want to talk about time travel.
We both know how this has to go down. So why don't you do what old men do and die?
Why don't you just stick your little gun out between your legs and do it, boy?
In the future, time travel is outlawed, used only in secret by the largest criminal organizations. When they need someone gone and they want to erase any trace of the target ever existing, they use specialized assassins like me, called loopers.
You're a looper.
You know what we do? And the only rule is never let your target escape, even if your target is you. This is not a good thing. My boss will be searching for me until he finds me.
Sweep the streets. Get on it.
I'm gonna fix this! I'm gonna find him! I'm gonna kill him!
hunt them down. But every second that passes is bad.
What's he gonna do?
I'm gonna save your life.
My life! Your life! I know you're not lying when you say you're gonna kill this guy.
This is like a nightmare. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, this is one of those movies, and I have these way too often, where halfway through the movie, I get pulled out for some reason, like the guy who's snoring behind me, and I go, fuck, I love this movie, and everyone I know is going to hate it and tell me I'm wrong. And then at the end, people applauded, and it was like a weight off of my shoulders. This, oh man.
The movie's cool. I mean, obviously the premise is JGL plays a hitman in the past that has sent people to kill from the future.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've seen the trailer, you know that he plays a younger version of Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis comes back. And what they don't tell you in the trailer is that they're called loopers because how do they describe it?
Well, because it's a closed loop. As soon as they take the job, eventually they're going to have the future version of themselves sent to them. They're going to have to kill themselves, and then know that they have 30 years to live from then on.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool,
which is really cool.
Because they don't say that, you know. And instead of what was cool too is they played on a thing where you're like, oh man, you're so sad that you had to kill yourself. But by killing yourself, you get way more money.
Yeah.
And they party because of it.
Yeah. Whoever's organizing it in the future doesn't totally, like, shut them down. Like,
right.
Like, hey, you know, we had to kill you, but, you know, at least enjoy the life you get from here on out. So
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not totally bitter about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, the trailer gives you enough to give you an idea of, like, here's what the conflict's going to be. You know, like, here's this time travel thing, and here's how it gets messed up. But then it's all of the details about how it works and why it works and what happens. That's where it all really shines.
Which is really cool too, because what I liked about it too is when you saw the trailer, you think you know what's going to happen in this movie, which you have no idea.
Yeah.
And if you have any interest in seeing this movie, please stop listening to what we're talking about, because the movie you have to experience because it'll blow your mind.
Because when they start bringing stuff up and taking little ideas that were earlier and blowing them into huge ideas, you're like, there's no way this is what this movie's about. There's no way this is where it's going to go. And then that's exactly it's crazy.
Yeah, because basically there's, you know, when Bruce Willis comes back, there's two timelines that happen.
Right.
The first timeline is how Bruce Willis comes back is Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character kills him, and he gets the money. And then what happens is he has so much money that he just wastes it on drugs and partying.
Yeah.
Until he meets
when he moves to China and like lives in a high skyscraper and has this crazy lifestyle and turns into Bruce Willis.
I just got the schism. Go on.
I
just figured it out.
Yeah.
He explained it better.
What?
Okay, go on.
I was articulate. Yeah, I'm sorry I said schism.
It's still paradoxical, but go on.
No, it is paradoxical, but as we'll get to...
Yeah.
So anyways, he lives his life, and he ends up meeting this woman in Shanghai that saves him. You know, she gets him off the drugs. She becomes his wife, and it becomes his love. And when he is taken away from her, he devises a way to save her. And the way he saves her is something you had no idea what was going to happen.
Oh, it gets dark.
It's kind of mentioned in these little newscasts that there's a rainmaker, which is basically you think it's an atomic weapon or something that just kills people instantly.
That's what you thought?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought that was like the gangster's name. Like he was just called the Rainmaker, and he was such a badass that like everybody was falling.
Well, in
in
the
line.
first, like the opening sequence, that's what I thought it was. Like it was like this war thing, and then towards the middle, they kind of explain that it's like a
It's like a
super
guy.
villain,
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah. So Bruce Willis thinks that if he goes back in time to stop this guy, that
he can save his wife.
He'll save his wife, and he'll just basically disappear. He doesn't have to be murdered in the past. He'll just disappear, and it won't happen. But it takes this really dark turn, which I wasn't expecting.
No.
Where Bruce Willis is on a mission to kill children.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in movies like this, they will, they'll show him point the gun and then he'll freak out.
Yeah.
In this movie, Bruce Willis murders children, just so you know. He murders them.
And not even like he doesn't turn into a horrible villain as he does it, because the scenes in which he does, the camera holds on him for a long time, and we understand the choices he's making and why he's making them, and the way he thinks he understands the world around him, and it's like we can both relate and think he is horrible at the same time,
which I thought was really interesting.
It's hard to watch. It makes it worse to watch. Honestly.
Which is really interesting is his younger version, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the older version is you kind of don't like either of them.
Yeah.
Because the younger version of him wants to kill the older version because he wants to preserve this idea of, grandeur that he has. He's going to go to France. He's going to live,
he
really
wants his
cool.
30 years.
Exactly.
Wow. He was never going to go to France.
No, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't.
No, he did know that. Well, my interpretation was that he was learning French so that they would all think he was going to France, so that when his 30 years started, he could go to China and no one would look for him in China. But sorry, anyway, that's
anyways, he was protecting his 30 years instead of listening to Bruce Willis, because Bruce Willis lived, the life that was horrible. He wasted all his money on drugs and partying, and he just became a horrible hitman, basically.
Yeah.
And so it was really interesting. And so you don't really rally behind him until he meets this little boy, who, by the way, I don't know his name, but he was a great actor.
Oh,
I mean his actual name. Yeah, his character name was Sid, but he was this great little boy actor, and you fell in love with him.
Pierce Gagnon
when he woke up Joe on the porch, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and took him into the kitchen, and that's why I thought it was maybe an atomic weapon, because he was building that stuff.
Oh,
and he says, "Oh, he's so smart." That's what the Rainmaker is. It's this weapon that he makes because he knows how to make the little froggy, signal and stuff like that. And he was so good at that part, and he's so cute. He's like the cutest little kid.
Oh, absolutely, and delivers lines so well.
He does. But then, as you're watching it, it takes this really different turn again, where he gets really mad at Emily Blunt's character, his mom, calling her a liar, and he starts freaking out because they explain that, there's telekinesis in the future, and it's just you can spin a quarter on your hand. But it turns out that this kid is a super powerful telekinesis.
Yeah.
Like a superhero, but a bad guy. Or is he?
Well, who knows? His future is hazy.
It is.
The thing I got is that the Loopers were kind of actually following sort of like some bad guys, and then this character actually grows up to be the hero that saves by killing all the Loopers. It ends the crime, and then all those poor people we saw at the beginning, they're being oppressed by this Looper organization or whoever's running them. So it's really the genesis of this hero, but the Loopers think he's a bad guy because he's going to ruin their shit.
Ooh, that's an interesting way to look at it.
So, he does bad things to get, he's like the Dark Knight.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. But
Laura wants to say something.
Oh, better be intelligent or I'm going to divorce her.
Should probably blow your mind
again. I felt like it was sort of the Loopers were chosen by the mob boss because they're disposable men. They said, "You have nothing. I put a gun in your hand. Now you have something." And that's why at the end, Joe decided to change it and say, "I'm not going to put a gun in this kid's hand. I'm going to change it because I'm going to make him worth something." So the Looper organization was taking advantage of young men who are disposable, who had nothing to live for. Like they said, every time that their loop got closed, so to speak, and they got all that money, most of them just blew it on drugs and sex and, all those fun things. But it didn't matter because their life would be, they wouldn't even be there to begin with because they would have done that earlier.
No, you're right. But it I had never thought of the idea that the Rainmaker in the future was actually somebody who was in any way liberating people. In fact, one of my favorite things is that by the end, Bruce Willis ends up killing everybody involved in the Looper organization, and that also ends the Looper organization.
Yep.
So it's almost like even if the Rainmaker was doing something good earlier on, because I thought the way they talked about him, it was like he was taking over stuff, not necessarily because he's got to be taking over because he's the one he's making the crime organizations end the loops on all these loopers. So he's clearly in charge of the crime organizations in order to do that. Like he's the guy who
that's
sends.
probably his plan. Is like, I will infiltrate these crime organizations because I hate loopers. I grew up based on this incident in the past, and I don't want my mother to get hurt ever again. So I'm going to destroy these loopers from.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah,
and so he's smart and like super intelligent and super intelligent, and so he infiltrates all the crime organizations and then shuts them down by accessing all the looper cells.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
because nobody can say no to him because he has special powers.
Yeah.
Yep. And what? One of my favorite scenes actually was when the dude from Raising Hope was the bad guy, and he pulled
Deadwood
and pulled the gun on the kid, and the kid started falling. And Joe goes to save him, but then Emily Blunt saves Joe.
And it's so brilliantly shot because
It is.
we see her run and we think she's running to save the kid too.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we see like she collides with him and saves his life. And then what happens?
And how, dude, when he found him in the cornfield,
he's all covered in blood,
and he's all sad, this little boy, and I mean,
and he just goes up and hugs his leg.
He's scared,
just like and like that's the moment when
Joe changes.
Yeah, Joe's like, okay, I have to be better. Yeah,
because he was going to kill the kid.
Yeah,
but then he realized that the boy doesn't even know what he's doing. He's just scared.
Yeah,
and man, the movie was great.
Absolutely.
So James can sleep at ease tonight, knowing that the movie he anticipated to be great was great.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. It's one of those things where I knew it was going to be great, but based on the trailer, you think it's going to be more of an action movie.
Yeah, I thought he was going to team up with like the older and younger version.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's why it was great because it took you in a way you would never expect.
That's the way that it was sort of set up, and that's the way, especially like in interviews with Rian Johnson recently, especially because people bring up the fact that he had I've closed my laptop and I'm not going to remember his name, but he's the guy who wrote and directed Primer, which was a little indie time travel movie from years ago. Who in the Hollywood world, if you're making a movie about time travel and you don't go get this guy, then your time logic is probably going to be messed up because the guy is a genius. He actually has like a doctorate in physics and then went and made a time travel movie. Anyway, the way that Rian Johnson was talking in interviews when they would bring that up is he was like, well, I figured out how the time travel works in my movie, and I made the rules so that I could write around them, but then basically I just wrote this one story in that world. So he sort of talked like it wasn't going to be like a heady science fiction movie. So that made me think like, oh, okay, so it's really just like an action adventure. And then what it really is sort of this kind of heady, slow, almost at times drama, because there are a lot of just characters sitting and talking and telling you about like what their motivations are, which is good because then when those weird heavy moments come where crazy shit is going down, where Bruce Willis is killing kids and all kinds of weird decisions are being made, you fully understand exactly why everyone's doing what they're doing. It's just good.
It is.
Really creative stuff, like when Bruce Willis walks in front of the car in the alley.
Yeah.
He passes by and doesn't notice the guy. Well, obviously he does, and then comes back and shoots that guy. And then the camera is still holding on Bruce Willis, like watching what just transpired from his point of view.
Yeah.
In the previous scene. And then as he goes to collect, like he shoots that one guy, and then we don't see the resolution of that guy until he walks closer to the car and collects Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and then that guy falls down by the car. Yeah.
Yeah. Rian Johnson's
really creative stuff.
Rian Johnson's like shot design has always impressed me. It's just a beautiful movie to watch. And yeah, we talked about this at the end of the movie because you were asking about like how
I got it now.
No, I know, but I want to repeat the thing about time travel. Even if you go back to the well-beloved time travel movies like Back to the Future, it never actually works. Like the rules, if you really think about it, it's always paradoxical and it always messes up. But the important thing is that
Back to the Future, they're technically never Marty never solves anything. Like if they're in 2, when they create the alternate timeline scenario, that means he never went back to his original in the first movie.
Right.
So,
oh yeah.
His parents are still, losers in the past.
Yeah. Well, paradoxes are created as soon as he goes to see Doc Brown at the beginning of Back to the Future. There is a paradox there because that Doc Brown knows that something goes wrong when he tries to go back to the future, which means that he should have known that something was going to go wrong and prepared in the first place. Bam. Anyway, what I was trying to say was that the important thing is that you create your rules, you understand your rules, and you stick to them in a way that we as an audience can follow. And this movie does that really, really well. Yes, we can sit here and talk about like, okay, well, how is it that this happened and that happened?
No, it works now that I know that.
Right.
I didn't see the first loop before when you explained it. Now I get like.
Yeah, there was a previous loop, and then we see this loop.
Yeah, I was thinking of the way you said it before. I was like, there's two alternate timelines converging. But it's one loop, but it's like it wraps in like a serpent pattern. Anyway,
it's there's no loops. It's a spiral. Yeah. No, it's more about that. There's a I was using the word schism
it's
to
open
talk
for
about
a prequel. That's for sure.
Yeah, to talk about like, okay, there is something goes wrong in this one time stream with Bruce Willis, and that I was calling that a schism, where then that sort of creates another universe. And when you start doing that, then you can have characters die and not destroy the future. So because otherwise there's no threat at all. It's like, well, they can't kill Joseph Gordon-Levitt because old Joseph Gordon-Levitt is here.
You can follow us on Twitter, real_nerds. You can email us, realnerdspodcast@gmail.com. You can call us, 720-6nerds5. You can also like us on Facebook. You can download us on iTunes, Real Nerds Podcast. You can also go to realnerdspodcast.com and listen to our stuff streaming. So many ways to contact us. Please do. Next week, we are seeing... is it Frankenweenie, and what else is coming out?
Oh, it's not Frankenweenie. It's, we're going to see the other one.
Is it Taken next week? Next week, we're going to go see Taken 2. Frankenweenie and Taken 2.
But not Frankenweenie, just Taken 2. Really? You want to see Frankenweenie? A longer version of a student film?
Yeah.
About it. You need to go see Paranorman and then scratch that itch.
I do. I will go see Paranorman.
Yeah. You heard me say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now now it's an after Nightmare Before Christmas, so it's, hey, how many toys can I sell at Hot Topic? Tim Burton.
You know who didn't make Nightmare Before Christmas? Tim Burton. Tim Burton didn't make Nightmare Before Christmas.
He did not make A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. You know what the newest movie from the people who made The Nightmare Before Christmas is? Paranorman. Mic drop.